of Spider-Gwen.
Aw.
Nice. That's awesome.
Ty, how do you spell your Twitter handle?
Fuck. Hold on.
That's not how you spell it, actually.
Yeah, I think.
BA11RO.
Right, yeah, it's there's ones in there, right?
Yeah, BA11 and then room and then brawler, capital B.
It's ballroom brawler, but the L's are ones.
Only on the ballroom, not on the
The
ballroom.
1-1 room brawler.
Yes, that's it.
Oh boy.
That's it exactly.
What a
The
great
I9.
Twitter handle.
Yep.
I like it.
Flawless.
It's about
And then, Max, what was yours? Your new one? I forget.
I knew. Oh, I'm still doing all max D20.
D20.
The other one's for future projects, but
Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then me. Okay. Thank you. I'm like, why am I missing a person?
I have everyone here. Has anyone not seen Endgame yet?
I just saw
I
it.
haven't. But I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah, the same way.
I do.
Yeah,
I actually read the entire synopsis.
Oh! I don't know anything about it. And I don't really care about superhero movies, but it has so much freaking hype behind it that I'm actually like just excited for the experience.
Mm,
So like I don't want spoilers.
gotcha. Matt, what was your thought? Just general, so we don't spoil it.
I liked it.
Yep. Same.
Okay, great.
We're the worst.
I don't know if I ever got that room working, and then Dan was like, "I'll fix it," and I don't think it ever did.
It never actually got fixed, yeah.
No.
The spoilers page.
As Guardians of the Galaxy is actually a comic book series.
I do know that.
Mhm.
Only because the movie came out.
Well, I said it's
As Guardians,
it's a spoiler, very minor, very.
it's a comic that came out last year.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Anyway,
I
should probably pull Twitch up just for things.
What I'm really sad about, and it's not a spoiler for Endgame. It's not a spoiler for Endgame, but it's a Phase 4 thing. The Kevin Feige was saying, sadly, that Phase 4 is not going to include any of the new Fox property stuff that they got in.
Well, Phase 4 is pretty much done.
No,
This
I
was
mean, the next phase, Phase 5, isn't going to have like Fantastic Four or X-Men. They're going to focus on the characters they have now. So Phase 6 will be when they start bringing in the new stuff.
They have so many characters right now that they need to focus on anyway in Phase 5
Yeah.
that doesn't even upset me at all.
Fox hasn't even finished putting out all their X-Men properties.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been binging my way through Game of Thrones, and it's going to be
We have
probably going to.
sound coming through on the starting soon page, just FYI.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Hey!
I pulled
So-
up Twitch and it was like, I heard the same
I wonder
conversation.
what
Just
it changed since. I'll do this. That's right.
Your hands up like we're not live.
Yes, we are
Okay.
live.
Okay. Welcome this evening to this night's iteration of Urban Shadows, Juneau, What Darkness Cost. We are happy to have you with us and excited to get back into the story that we are going to be telling. So I'm Taryn Winnie. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, as they like to call it in that book because they're extra. And I'm just going to go ahead and have my players introduce themselves. We'll start with Ty.
I am Ty. I am Ballroom Brawler on Twitter, and I play Brody Jensen here.
Okay. And if you guys just want to like sound off, or I can keep calling out people. I don't care either way. I'll do that. Knox, since you pointed at me.
Hey, I'm Nox. I'm playing the vampire, Daphne. Did we ever get our overlay updated? Doesn't look like it. So I'm the vampire named Daphne. This is only my second session. I jumped in after they all started playing. I'm excited.
Hey, me too.
That's all I got.
Max.
Okay, Max. I'm playing Red Abernathy, a private investigator who's in some hot water with a werewolf group right now.
That could have been taken a couple of different ways before you finished with group. Hanging out in some hot water with a werewolf. Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I am playing Peter Poindexter. I'm a ghost.
Succinct. I like it. Unfortunately, tonight we do not have the wonderful Maria or Happy Caster playing the devilish and conniving Kay, who is the tainted, some sort of demon spawn friend. But yeah, so she is out running a show IRL, some theater. So we're gonna bring her back in a couple weeks. So in the meantime, I think we're gonna get wrapped up right up into it with the session's opening move. We've kind of done a little bit of that stuff behind the scenes. Let's start backwards. Matthew, based on this, you are creating a rumor for mortality. What are those meat sacks getting up to?
Oh no. The mortality. I don't. Good lord. I would say that I've heard the word in the community, is that they are very distracted, and no one knows why.
Okay, so there's something more so than them just being unaware. There's something pulling their focus.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you roll with mortality?
Great. Since I totally have my dice in front of me, I'll do that.
We're not a tabletop show or anything, people. We just talk at each other for 2 hours.
I thought that this was a talk show, and I do apologize.
Yeah, this is actually a radio play.
Yeah.
Have you dressed for a talk show?
Is this whole thing not scripted?
Don't reveal the secrets.
Mortality. I get a -1, folks.
Woo!
8 total.
8. So I believe. Let me check my notes here, but I believe that means you're in the thick of things.
Oh,
with
no.
this scenario. Yeah, on a 7 and 9, you are neck deep in it. You owe someone in that faction a debt, and someone in that faction owes you a debt. Yeah. So, you got any humans you want to owe you debts, or debts to owe you? Or sorry, I've said the same thing 2 different ways. Who do you want to owe a debt to, and who owes you a debt?
For humans, can I owe another debt to that stupid reporter thing? Guy Jenkinson?
Oh yeah, Jenkinson.
Because he gave me the heads up.
Leroy Erickson.
Yeah.
Was his name? Scum dig guy. Yeah. So he kind of said something's keeping people's attention. He's the one who filled you in on that dirty.
Yes.
Okay. So you owe him a debt. Who owes you a debt? Yeah, that's right. Y'all, I've had a long day, so I'm just gonna mix things up and we're gonna roll with it and have fun. So
Understood. Who owes me a debt? I don't know. Someone who stays at. Do humans stay at your bed and breakfast over there, right, Daphne? Someone who stays at Daphne's bed and breakfast, a customer of Daphne's, owes me
It's
a
a
debt.
lodge.
Lodge.
And the name of the lodge is Elysium.
All right.
Let's go with this person, Chloe. Chloe, that literally Khan is one. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Khan.
I love it. Oh.
So let's just wrap that. I'll mark her down. Chloe Khan is now a character in our little story here.
Yep.
So who is Chloe Khan to you? How does she owe you a debt?
She owes me a debt because I always listen to her problems.
Okay, so she's like a sort of extended stay scenario at the lodge.
Yeah, she's my backup Felicia.
How did you meet this Mrs. Khan or Miss Khan?
Because I go to the Elysium often because the people there are really gullible and vulnerable.
All right. Plus, I mean, who's gonna believe an out-of-towner about ghosts?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So, some interesting stuff going on with mortality. Humans are just more distracted than usual. Cool. Max, you are rolling with power. Give us a rumor first.
Rumor is that a local wizards group, what would a group of wizards be called in this, has teamed up with the werewolves, feeding them information.
Okay. We've got one wizard here that is wrapped up with Brody. Is that the same wizard who is nameless at the moment?
Yeah, we'll say that's how I found out about Brody's. I met this wizard, and they fed information about me to the werewolves.
Okay. So before we get wrapped up in that, go ahead and roll with power to just figure out the stuff with Mr. Wizard.
5.
5. Oh no, this is.
Oh no.
So that miss is probably going to be a little sticky. You're caught flat-footed, unprepared, or unaware.
That was last game.
Well, that was Kay who got something coming for her, which ended up falling on you, which is unfortunate. But so I can tell you who's coming for you. You're already in sort of a sticky situation, but this wizard, Mr. Cirrus Bright, is yeah, we're gonna have some interesting interactions with him as you get to your location with the werewolves. We'll put it that way. So, yeah, no debts or anything get exchanged there. You just are. Some things are gonna happen. Anyway. And that is Cereus is Cereus and then Bright.
Is that a Mr. Bright, a Mixter Bright?
Mr. Bright.
Mr. Bright.
He's a bright wizard. Sorry. That happened. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get to that in a second. We might even open with that scenario. Let's jump back over. Nox. Daphne is rolling with Night because she trusts. Well, yeah. What's your Night rumor?
Oh, I have to make it up first, right?
Yeah, correct. We'll get there
shit.
eventually. That's your faction. No. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Vampires and werewolves and other things that go bump.
It's just vampires and werewolves, right?
Well, officially, but I mean.
Oh, and specters. Right. Vamps, werewolves, and specters. Right. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Can someone else go?
I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Where to go?
I need a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, Brody, you are making a rumor up about Wild.
I think my rumor is building on kind of what we ended with last session about knowing that there are other Fey drug dealers coming into town, and maybe why they're coming so hard for Daphne. Maybe I know a little bit about why
Okay.
they're kind of focusing on her. That's a good question. Probably because she's a new. I mean, they've had. I think the Fae, especially like Benji and all them, they've had a pretty good hold on Juneau for a while, and this is a kind of the first kind of other faction moving in on their territory.
Yeah. Okay. So they have been established. This is kind of their stomping grounds, and Daphne has interrupted their income flow. So give me a roll with Wild.
Ooh, nope, it's a 5. It's also a 5.
This is gonna be a fun night, y'all. So yeah. So as we said just a second ago, that's you're caught unfooted. Not y'all. I can't. I'm done. You're unfooted. Your feet are gone. Flat-footed, unprepared, or unaware. You knowing this information might not be in your best interest. Being so close to both of them, both Benji and Daphne.
Good.
Let's see how that turns out.
Stuff.
Yeah. 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 Anyway, Nox, are you good to go?
So other vampires in town are doing experiments. They want to try to figure out a way to use ghosts as ghouls. So they're actively seeking out ghosts to try to turn them into ghouls.
Okay. Yeah, that's rumor. Powerful rumor. Yeah, roll with night.
Oh, and I need to mark off night as marked. Okay.
Yes, correct. Everyone should be marking the faction that they are rolling with for this.
Did I do it? So I have a 1 with night. Do I add on to it then?
If you're rolling on Roll20, it should do that for you.
It didn't. Oh, okay. Hold on. It didn't. I had the wrong thing selected.
Okay.
But I do have a 1 in night, so I would just add it. So it'll be a 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
7. Okay. So you're neck deep in it.
God,
you owe someone in night a faction, the night faction a debt, and someone in that faction owes you a debt.
I don't want to. I don't want to be neck deep in this rumor.
oh, you are.
Okay. So I owe someone a debt and they owe me a debt.
Yes, but it doesn't have to be the same person. Maybe Peter owes you a debt for keeping you out of it.
Yeah, I was actually
keeping him out of it.
That was going to be my suggestion. Is that I think I've kept Peter kind of hidden away, so he owes me a debt for that.
That protection.
Yeah, and I think the person that I owe a debt to is another vampire that's been keeping me off the radar.
Gotcha. Another vampire that's keeping you off the radar?
Mm-hmm. From all the other vampires. That's like,
oh, okay.
Like when other vampires are like, hey, what's up with that new lodge, Elysium? That person, are they one of us? And this other vampire is like, no, don't worry about them. They're just a human. They're really reclusive, though. You know, they're totally not worth us being interested in.
Okay. Okay. Do you got a name for them, or do you want to use we've got Conrad, who's kind of been this sort of introduced player from the vamp side. With sort of knows K. Might be just about to deal with Red. So how do you feel about that? Or we could introduce a new player.
I want to be somebody else. I don't want to be Conrad. Because Conrad is like who Kay has like the hots for, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. I don't want that like connective tissue.
Okay.
Why don't you make up the name?
Okay, I have a whole little list thing here. So,
Yeah.
let's. Don't like any of those. Tanver. Anybody ever heard that name before? It feels very vampire-ish.
Sure.
Let's just go single name like Prince Tanver.
Yeah. I don't know his last name. I don't care. He's just some dude that. Yeah.
Okay, so that wraps up our session start move. Yes.
I do have. I didn't do this last time. The Oracle does have a beginning of session move that I'm supposed to do this time, called foretelling.
Ooh.
So at the beginning
All
of
right.
each session, I'm supposed to have a foretelling. So I roll with spirit. But luckily, I got that +3. So I hold 1 during the session. Anytime I can spend that hold to just say something terrible is about to happen, and we get +1 to whatever terrible thing is about to happen that you decide.
Okay. I like that mechanic. Anybody else have any session start moves? I don't know if the vampire does or not, or the vamp. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, I think everyone's settled and aware of the rumors, and the rumors are aware of them. Just get right into the thick of things. Red, do you mind if we start with you?
All right, let's bring it on.
Yeah. So you have, I guess, to recap for all of our viewers from last week. Basically, Red got into a situation with some werewolves. Was investigating, was looking for his basically employer's kid. Was sniffing around the show of the Shield Maiden, hoping to get some information from them about possible locations of some vampires that were rumored to be interacting with this Chadwick fellow. And the wall that Kay had put up, the dam broke. They found you, and they're gonna have a little chat. So, right as we were wrapping up, you had dropped your revolver and got escorted into their van. And we're gonna pick up with you and the 3 werewolves. Make sure I've got their names correct. Well, there's Lawrence Fisher was the main guy you were dealing with, and you had the 2 brothers. Not write down their names. So you guys are driving across the bridge over to the island that is connected to Juneau.
So is this like how are we all situated in this vehicle?
They've got Lawrence is driving, and then the 2 brothers are on either side of you, with you in the middle seat in the back of this truck.
Okay, I'm just staring at the floor. Guys, I just want to apologize for calling you furries. That was out of line. I get kind of belligerent when I'm nervous and scared, and it's been a rough week, and I shouldn't have said that.
Probably right, but it's not really anything you can do about it now. Just keep quiet, and we'll sort things out when we get there.
Where's there anyway?
So as you kind of finish the conversation, they get across the bridge. Juneau is a small town. It does not take a long time to get there. So as they come across the bridge, they take a turn down a dirt road, kind of come up to a gate. The brothers get out, unlock it, let the van go, and they stay. Lawrence stays in the van. You stay in the truck, whatever I call vehicle. You guys drive on. The brothers stay out. About a minute later, you arrive at basically what looks like an nondescript metal shed in sort of an industrial park. Stops. Lawrence gets out, opens the door for you. Come on.
I slide out and try and get a bearing on where we may be. It's dark, I'm guessing.
Yes, it is about midnight. It's getting colder. That storm is rolling in. They have the blizzard. So
I'm still alive. Okay, I'll let them lead the way.
yeah, steps over to the shed, gives a couple of knocks, slides the door over. It's not on a hinges. He just picks it up and moves it. Points for you to go inside.
I give myself a pat to see what I still have on me. I knew something fell, and I, at this point, realized my gun's gone, and they gulp, and I step in.
So as you step in, it is pretty much pitch black. But I'm trying to think of how you would, what's the word I'm looking for here? Probably got some sort of sense when things feel a little off, right?
Mm.
From your unaware stuff.
Like wet dog.
No, it does not smell like wet dog. So basically, as you step in, it's pitch black. You feel a hand on your shoulder. Lawrence is leading you forward. Steps in, clicks on a single bulb hanging in the center of the room, and there's a chair there. Have a seat.
I have a seat.
As you're sitting down, sort of from the shadows on either side of you, two figures step out. One is a very sharp dressed man in a black suit, black tie, black shirt. Mid-30s, conventionally attractive man. Think young Clint Eastwood crossed with Chris Evans.
Yeah, I mean Chris Evans.
Yeah. So, and bearded Chris Evans, not any of that plain shit. Slicked back hair, just sort of has his hands sort of in front of him. Actually, palms are open as he walks in, and that's on your right side. On your left side, a much more disgruntled figure. Not super old, maybe 65. Sort of a scrappy beard, a slight hunch. Comes in basically a plain t-shirt and jeans. Has a book under one arm, and is kind of looking over at the other figure, waiting for them to speak at some point. But the figure in the suit is just staring at you right now.
Look, I know I'm wanted out of town. I know I've been told multiple times to get out, but I need to do this job, and I don't understand why I'm not allowed to do this job.
And the man in the black suit kind of lifts a finger. The job will be done, but at a cost.
It's always a cost with you people.
We have some machinations in the works. Your nose has found its way, starting to pry. Can't have that.
Just looking for a little punk who ran away from home.
And that punk is important, but not vital. I will part with him. But we have an issue that will roadblock our desires. We need you to do what you do best. Sniff them out and bring them to us so that we might either convince them or eliminate.
Now look, I gotta bring this kid alive and home to old Daddy Van Groot, and I know I will be considered failing at this mission if he ends up getting offed. But if
This is not who I am referring to. Chadwick is as a non sequitur for our current conversation.
Oh, well, and so this is another job on the side then.
Yes, this is a job within a job, as they say. My associate here, Sirius, is more knowledgeable about this subject. He will educate you on your new task and make sure you understand the gravity of your new current employers.
This is definitely the most intimidating job offer I've ever received.
Oh, this is, well, I wouldn't say this is not a job offer, but the payment is leaving Juneau in a plane in a seat as opposed to a box. And do not think we are unaware of your attachments, both here and back home. And he just almost glides past you, like around the light and out the shed. And the figure in the elderly man with the scraggly beard and kind of gray crew top steps forward. Well, I hope that wasn't too terrifying for you. But just to incentivize your cooperation, he flicks his wrist, and the last two fingers on your right hand instantly snap back and land like broken and crumpled on the top of your palm or your hand. Basically just that is just a small taste of my power. So if you could succinctly do this job for us, we'd appreciate it. See, there's a competitor of mine in town, and, well, he means to get involved, stop some of the things that I've been working on. So, need you to find him. Just, he's quite powerful, but I think you're up for the task.
Well, you got any more information than that?
He is also a wizard. He has probably set up a sanctum in town, and has made himself known to some of the Fae here. So,
got a name?
For the wizard? No, that's your job.
Okay, so I gotta track down a wizard who's hanging out with some Fae. And all your mighty powers, can you undo this?
Where's the fun in that? And he sort of limps a little bit. He's slower, does not near as graceful as the other figure, but steps out and kind of gives Lawrence a little tap on the shoulder and just exits. And we'll cut there for the time being. Where else did we leave off? Kay is going to a family meeting and this undisposed. I believe
the El Camino.
Yeah, we've got the El Camino. Let's jump in with Brody or Ty. Yeah, Brody. Sorry.
Was anyone with me when we were heading to the concert, right?
Yeah.
Was anyone driving the Camino? Or was it just me? We're meeting up there because I was with Daphne and Peter when we.
Well, Daphne was going to check out issue with her shipment.
Okay.
I don't know if Peter was going to the show or not.
Peter, were you with the show or no?
My best memory is I'm going to the show.
Okay, we'll pick back up with our with Sunny and Rain.
So you know Daph?
Yeah.
Cool. What do you think of her?
I think that she is a vampire.
Yeah, that's a statement.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are facts.
Yep. I think that she's not to be trusted.
Yeah, you know, I really like when I first met her. She was friendly. She gave me a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I was like, when I saw her this last time, yeah, it was a little concerning.
And why is that, Brody? Did
Um,
you did you use your powers on her?
I did just like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting be like it's coming a little smoother. It's like when you start driving, you get like hitting the brake all the time, and he hits the brakes to demonstrate it very awkwardly. And then like you start being more comfortable, and I'm getting there. But like she wants to take over this whole town,
Mm.
and I live in this town. And you build parks in this town, or like read reports about parks. I don't know, but I was a little concerned. Yeah.
I read reports, yes, and I approve them. I approve engineering plans, or I used to. Anyway, yeah. So you've been you used your powers on her, and before that, you used your powers on Felicia. And in the past 24 hours, who else did you use your powers on?
I think that was it so far. I mean, the night's young. We got the whole night ahead of us, but so far, just that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose if you could touch me physically, you'd use your powers on me too.
Well, I'm looking to help you, my man. I just want to help you move. We talked about this in the car right here. I want to help you read all the reports, approve all the reports that your cold, dark heart desires.
All right. Well, my heart may be cold and dark, but I don't go around reading people's futures without their consent.
As you guys are having this conversation, Brody, in your rearview mirror, you kind of start to notice that you've had the same headlights following you for a couple of blocks now.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, it's Peter.
If-
What?
Peter, have you noticed that a car behind us? It seems like it's been like on us hard.
We're being followed?
Well, can you like just like float over there and like
Oh my god.
take the old look-see daisy just in case? I don't know, man.
Sure.
Cool. I'll just keep driving.
So as you finish that part of your conversation, the car is now speeding up and is sort of seems to almost have the intent that it's going to ram you.
Okay.
No, Kay's not here.
Where's my curl? I am going to mark a corruption to
Okay.
manifest voice only so they can't see me.
So are you floating like back into the car?
Yeah.
Like the other car? Okay.
Yeah.
So as you like get back there, there's a woman behind the wheel, seems to be like very sharply dressed, sort of like a fashionista hipster, if there was a combo of those two styles.
Okay.
Like really nice jacket, kind of like hair pulled back into a ponytail that's like colored a couple of different colors. And the guy in the driver's seat has got like a flannel shirt, long bushy beard, sort of like piercings and stuff, neck tattoo. And they're currently like she's got her pedal to the metal, and you hear the engine roaring as you enter this vehicle.
All right. I'm just gonna float into her car.
Yeah. So you're just activating voice.
Yeah, she can only hear me. She can't see me
Okay.
or touch me.
So are you saying anything? Or are you just letting them?
Once I'm in there, I'm like, "Why are you following us?"
So she kind of jerks her head to wherever the voice is coming from, and at that moment it impacts Brody's car,
Oh, poor.
and it impacts the Monte Carlo.
Camino.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Definitely. Exact words I used. Trying to think if there's any moves.
Can I use escape a situation?
You have to take advantage. You have to create an opening first.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a couple of things you can do for that. keep your cool, unleash. I think, well, unleash. I don't know if that'll get you out of there. Mislead, distract, or trick would work. So like if you're trying to like do some like sweet pit maneuvers.
Yeah, I'll do mislead. Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay.
Mind.
Let me make sure that that is
Sure.
applicable. Yeah, I'm gonna say mislead, distract.
Okay.
So how are you out? Basically, what are you doing for this pit maneuver? Like,
I'm gonna try to throw it in reverse real quick and try to just
okay,
bob and weave around him.
come your engine.
Yep. That's not bad with my mind. Birdie's not bad. Yeah, it's an 8.
Okay.
So I would like to definitely create an opportunity.
Okay.
Use them for some time. I like to actually avoid further entanglement and confuse them for some time.
Okay. Okay. So you've basically, so you hit him with the reverse because of the way she jerked the wheel too, like right as she was impacting, their front two are a little off, so it kind of spins her around facing the other direction. And for the moment, they've kind of got to get the car going again. It stalls out for a second, and then they're turning it on, starting the wheel. Peter, what do you do?
I have no idea what I'm doing. I am going to. Well, I guess has he created an opening? An opening?
For him, yeah.
All right, I'm going to use wall. What wall? You always have an opening to escape, and you could take someone with you. But if I fail, I piss off the ghosts.
Okay, so you're gonna float over and try and.
I'm gonna take
yank
Brody
him out
with
of
me.
there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know what the hell I roll. Oh, it's spirit.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, hey, 12.
Ooh.
12.
Shit.
What does that mean? Because that's a full success.
Yeah, I think that's that's everything, isn't it?
That's the.
I didn't say it.
Okay.
I don't know what the system is.
I'm gonna say because you're taking somebody with you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna phrase it as you're basically taking him in the El Camino into the ethereal.
Yes.
Basically, you ghost the car.
Yeah.
and,
My ghost car.
and Brody. So it just vanishes.
All right.
And are you guys driving away? Ty, basically you're.
Yeah.
So Peter floats over, basically like yanks the car out of the material, and you guys are free to go.
Man, that was fucking awesome, my dude. I did not see that in any of the Fast and Furious movies, and it was very impressive. And I try to pat my hand on your shoulder.
Passes right through. I'm so glad you can't touch me. You'd probably try to read my mind.
I mean, you've proven yourself a loyal friend to me in this El Camino today.
I just didn't want to be bothered.
And on that, I think we're gonna cut over to Daphne. It's a great line to end that scene on.
Oh boy.
Daphne, you had just gotten a text alert notifying you that there's a blizzard incoming.
Cool.
And 2, you got a message from one of your ghouls about the Fae coming to hit one of your shipments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would be headed there.
Yeah. Where are you headed? Was it the airfield, or was it a parking lot, or?
I think it's probably like a warehouse 15 minutes away from the airport or something.
Okay, so you're heading north.
Sure.
So yeah, because that's where the airport is. So.
Hey,
you head north.
I know that.
So I'm just gonna say you're pulling up right now. You've got I
Mhm.
think that's ghouls follow you, right, in another vehicle.
No, the ghouls just float. They don't need a car.
Right. So you've got a couple ghouls with you. Show up. How do we said your shipments come in like vehicles, right?
I want to say that it's like there's like a mule, basically sort of situation. They bring it. The ghouls are usually who meets the person, picks up. Like I never personally involved myself in this exchange at all, but because of what the ghouls have said, I'm like, okay, I need to become personally involved because there's some
Yeah.
shenanigans.
So, yeah, let me think about this for 1 sec. What was your rumor again? You were dealing with vampires that were also knew about, or we're turning ghouls ghosts. That's not involved here. You do have the Fae incoming.
Yeah, that
So
was.
you get to your warehouse. Yeah, that was from last.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say as you get to your warehouse, everything looks locked up, dark for the moment. This sort of like storage area, because it's kind of close to the airport, it's out in the woods a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's some, it's basically surrounded by thick brush. Takes a little bit to get there. There's some light snow falling, kind of intercepting this sort of prologuing this snowstorm that is on its way. So what do you do?
Yeah, I want to just add that my car's super quiet because it's electric.
Not while I'm taking a drink, Knox. Jeez.
So no one knows that I show up, at least by the sound of my vehicle.
Okay.
And my ghouls are like flanking my car. I think I'm going to defer to them because this is usually their thing.
Okay.
So I look at them, and I think that ghouls like can still communicate, and they're still like intelligent beings, but they obey everything, all of my commands.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna ask them to.
Okay. So they basically like give you a nod, fly forward. I'm guessing these ghouls are sort of nondescript. They've sort of been deformed from the process.
One has long, wavy red hair, pretty features, and the other one has short, blonde hair, and is a handsome, dead ass gentleman.
Okay. Well, Deadass is going to fly forward and
Yeah, and I call them 1 and 2.
Okay. Which was one Deadass or is two Deadass?
2 is dead ass.
Okay, two. Two flies forward, and kind of opens up this basically sort of unlocks the storage for you so you can like pull your vehicle in.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like scouts out ahead and waves you through.
Yeah, and I follow. And I'm trying to be quiet, but also present myself in a very confident manner. And I'm looking around and trying to see if anything looks out of the ordinary. This is not my area of expertise because I never come for these pickups, but I know that fairy are involved. So I'm also like keeping an eye out for signs of other presences, I guess.
Okay. So as you're pulling around to your warehouse, two kind of puts a hand up, one flies forward, kind of flashes like basically like does like a light Morse code signal, and from the woods you get basically a return. You kind of notice that there's this flashing from the wood line that sees someone emerge. Got a backpack full like basically winter gear. They toss the bag over the fence, climb, and start walking towards you.
I'm gonna look at one of my ghouls. I'm gonna look at ghoul 1, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, G1.
Yeah, G1.
Yeah.
Is this usually what happens here?
Well, we're usually not here to greet them or remove the package right away. It's more of it's a process. But with the news tonight, we figured it'd be better if we communicated with them. That was just letting them know that there was nothing currently dangerous.
Go fly around. See if you see anything unusual or something that might have wings but doesn't like them to be seen.
Okay. to give you a nod and fly up. And do you tell the two to do the same thing, or you letting two? Okay, so two flies up.
And as they're doing that, I'm gonna like move forward without them to approach this person with the backpack.
Yeah. Do you get out of your car, or are you approaching like?
Yeah, I approach on foot.
Okay. So you step out, and person coming to you is this sort of almost tank of a human being. Broad shoulders, about 6'8". Very rugged looking, pretty much covered head to toe though in clothing. So there could be a marshmallow man under there for all you know. So
yeah, and I approach them, and I'm like still dressed like to the nines. I'm in a suit, pants, tie, nice shoes, the whole thing. And I just hold out a hand. Stop.
They stop moving.
What are you?
And the figure actually signs, does some like motions of hands. I don't know if Daphne is familiar with sign language. I imagine she's been around a long time. Might have picked a little bit up.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Okay. Basically just signs, the sign for mule.
No shit. I mean, are you human?
Kind of get a little head twist. And like a yes, basically.
Take off your mask.
Kind of like is hesitant for a second and then pulls it off. Bald head, darker skin tones, pretty scarred up features for the most part, but pretty nondescript, human male.
You can go now.
Kind of pulls the mask down, slugs the bag off, and as he's doing that, about almost simultaneously to one of the Ghoul 2 flying down, you hear a thump coming from the wood line, and you see some trees rustle. And another thump, trees rustle, thump, trees rustle.
Oh God, I accidentally clicked out of the Twitch channel.
Not the Twitch channel.
Do I see anything? I want to like, I hold my ground.
Okay, so you're waiting to see what's happening. That's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you're standing there for another second, about 5-10 seconds. This is not necessarily like right at the edge line, but it's just as it's getting very close, and it breaks, and you see a hand, sort of like a large, almost primate like hand, grab a tree and move it to the side. And through the basically with the white snow falling and the moonlight that's out, it's this large, white furred, about 10-foot tall, just ape-looking creature that is bipedal and is just pulling trees to the side. And it's an abominable snowman.
Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
And kind of stepping behind it is this tall, beautiful, pale-skinned woman in a long dress. And she actually has a very almost archaic-looking bow and arrow at her side with a small quiver, silver, and it's just pointing to the fence line.
If my ghouls have joined me,
yeah,
I'm gonna look up at one of them. I'm gonna look up at one, gesture to the bag, fetch. Look up over at 2. Go get her bow and arrow. Don't let her hit me.
Okay. So as you're doing that, the Yeti at this point is stepping over and has basically just put a foot on top of the fence and just crushed it. And basically sort of made a path for this very slender woman to sort of walk she's kind of heading your direction as your ghoul. One goes and picks up the bag, and the other one's sort of heading towards her. I feel like I need you to make a move for the effectiveness of the ghoul.
Sure.
I'm gonna say unleash, if that feels succinct to you.
Sure, I have no
because
idea
that
what unleash means, but yep.
unleashes roll with blood, and on hit you inflict harm and establish thing, and one of those things is take something from them. So I feel like that fits for what your goal is here.
Okay.
Oh, Red, I forgot to tell you, you take 1 harm from the broken fingers.
Oof.
Just to clarify, that was not superficial. It's gonna take some time to heal.
Oof. What was it? Unleash, you said?
Yeah, roll with blood.
7? Oh.
Yeah, that's a hit. So that is so basically you can inflict terrible harm or take something from them. I think take something from them is what your goal was in the first place.
Yeah.
So
I want my shit.
basically, and then basically either they inflict harm on you or you find yourself in a bad spot because you rolled 7. So you have to pick one of those as well. So are you getting hit or are you basically getting in a worse situation?
I wish I had a coin to flip.
And I can always choose for you.
Oh. The second choice.
Second choice, you find yourself in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you send your ghoul 2 out, I believe, was the one that went after her. So it flies over, and like grabs the bow, and in doing so, sort of just like retches and like she like you can see it sort of twist her wrist in an unnatural fashion, and she kind of like screams in pain. And as she screams in pain from behind you, 2 more people with and like basically just all black step out, and they've got pistols aimed at you.
Fuck.
What do you do?
I'm gonna try to make. Oh God, what's closer, the warehouse or my car?
Say the warehouses right now.
I'm gonna make a dash into the warehouse to try and take cover, and I'm gonna, from inside of my jacket pocket, brandish my weapon.
Okay,
My little
that's your
gun.
kind of move then. Are you attempting to like hide, or are you just going in there like you're just prepping to attack?
I'm trying to go in there and take and hide, yeah, from them. So if they should try to come for me, you know, they can't find me.
Okay, so that's an escape. I'm gonna need you to do a mislead, distract, or trick to try and like you have to create an opening first. You have to do something that way.
What do you mean?
So basically, the thing you're trying to do right now is escape. And to do that, you need an opening. To escape the situation, you have to take advantage. So you need to create an opening right now, which would be something like keep it cool or mislead, distract, or trick. If you're trying to like get him to go one direction while you go another, that'd be mislead. If you're just trying to like keep your cool and be on the level, I think basically that's any situation you want to avoid. So right now you want to avoid being in the middle of this.
Okay. So. Can I?
You can also use any of your vamp moves too.
I don't have any vamp moves that are good. Vampires are not combat oriented. They're like one-on-one oriented. Let me seduce you and then feed on you. There's no like super speed, or at least like I didn't take super speed.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a dummy. I was like, hey, let me be a drug dealer and not have any way to defend my wares.
Matt has a good point. Seduce her.
Yeah, with the 2 other guns behind me, I don't know. That's not my kink, man.
You could also try and talk your way out of this. I mean, you're not.
All right.
totally in a bad situation yet. I mean, you have a lot of options in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just afraid
If
they're
you, but
gonna
if you're trying to
gun
do
my
your
ass
thing,
down.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, fine. I'm gonna put both hands up. Position myself so that I can see either side, just by turning my head so that
Mhm.
one's not directly behind me.
Okay.
I just look at them with the guns. Oh, how very rude. We just met. What's your name?
What is her name? She kind of is stepping forward, and the Yeti is still back at the fence line. It's just kind of has his foot down still on it and got his eyes trained on you. She steps forward past him a little bit, holding her wrist, clearly feeling it from where the ghoul reached it. Let me get a good name for her. Any of you guys get a good Fae female name for me?
Bitch.
Well,
Is this Mildred? Is this the same Fae that?
this could be Mildred.
Okay.
Wait, who is Mildred?
Yeah, this is Mildred. This is the one Peter has a debt with. Or, yeah.
Yeah. Deep in it.
Yeah. Mildred, yeah, we'll just call her Mildred. That is unimportant at the moment. What I am to you right now is the victor.
Oh, la-di-da. Do you want me to give you a gold star?
If that is somehow tied to you leaving our turf, then yes.
I have a very legitimate business here. I have no intentions to go anywhere.
That is directly in conflict with our income.
Well, what do we need to be at odds?
You're saying you want to work with us
If we
instead
both
of
have...
against us?
I was never trying to work against you at all. But you have certainly made the first move here in your opposition.
You made the first move when you set up operations in town.
Do you think there is a yellow book of drug dealers for me to look up to know that you were already operating here?
There is always a way to find out.
Well, fucking send me to jail then.
Oh, we don't do jail. Especially not the Winter Court.
Oh, are you fairies?
I think you knew that.
Well, I wouldn't assume.
Of course. You know nothing of assumptions. Vampires are a little too direction-oriented for my taste. A little too destructive.
Oh,
And her voice is changing pitch as she's talking. It's fluttering from high to low to high to low.
Are you okay? We're fine here. There is no need for the guns or for whatever is happening with your voice.
There's one easy way for this to end, or a couple of hard ways, and one very unfortunate way. And she looks back at the large Yeti behind her, still just sort of looking at you.
It's a very nice pet you have.
He has his uses.
I see
So,
that.
what do you want out of the situation?
Well, I would like to not have guns pointed at me. Can you do something about that?
I could, but only if you do something about your ghouls.
Well, come here, 1 and 2.
I meant get rid of them.
What do you mean?
Send them away.
Why?
Send yours away, I will send mine away.
All right, this is a fun game. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go on now. I
She
will.
gives 2 hands to like basically like signal to her people in the back to lower their weapons. Kind of because you have your eye on them, you notice they sort of lower them and then step back around the corners that they were hiding. So it's just us 3 now.
Yes.
Let's talk. Do you want to talk business? Or do you want to just continue to operate under your false assumption that you are alone?
I know I'm not alone. I would love to talk about this in a more conducive atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to persuade.
I would love to maybe talk about this over a nice fish dinner or a glass of wine. What was it? Persuade?
Persuade, yeah. Through seduction, promises, or threats, or all 3, really.
I don't know that I'm quite in a position to be doing seduction. Fuck yeah, bitch! Go to dinner with me.
What'd you roll?
13.
Okay. Yeah. On a hit, they do what you ask. She kind of looks and eyes you. She's basically sussing you out at this moment.
I'm very nice.
As long as you as long as this is amicable, white flag, if you will.
Oh, yes, of course. I would never have dinner with my enemy.
You are a strange one. So, let's say after this whole winter mess blows over, I come to your place.
I do have a place that you can come to. Oh, it's too bad I'm not having a party in time for your visit, but I do have amazing chefs and they will make us a wonderful meal to talk business.
3 days. And we'll see you then.
Excellent.
And she gives a bow and just sort of she turns and steps back and begins heading off into the woods. She sort of taps the Eddie on the arm and it turns. The fence that has been under his foot this whole time just sort of like, and like sort of tries to take shape back, but it's been thoroughly crushed.
What happened to the bag?
You still have the bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other ghoul brought it over to you, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Yeah. I pick up the bag of goods, walk over to my car, make sure no one is following me, get in, and head back up to my lodge.
Okay. I think we'll cut there. Does anybody have anything else they want to do this day in game? So, like Ty and Matt, do you have anything you want to do? Wrap up your drive.
Do we find anything? I mean, we're still headed to the concert. Are we still? Hey, man. Oh, do you still? I mean, like, this was a rough. I love riding the ghost whip, but like, do we head to the concert? You want to just chill somewhere, my man?
I think this has been eventful enough for the night, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I could do some. I could have a quick bite back at the house.
Yeah, I don't have anywhere else to go, Brody. So.
Yeah, I got like a closet you could float in or something. You don't like need beds, right?
No, I certainly don't.
Cool. Yeah, I'll clear out the broom I have. And the one jacket, and like you'll have plenty of space in there.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you go to 124 Cherry Lane in the Oakwood subdivision? Just pass by it real quick.
Yeah, I think I know where that is. Sure.
Thank you.
Drive by.
Thank you. When it's, I just slow down for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over to my widowed husband's new home.
So, like, why are we here? Just
I want to make sure that the berms were intact. There's a bad storm coming, and I want to make sure the runoff is good here.
all right, man. If you say so. No reason to not trust my ghost buddy.
An engineer's work is never done.
Yeah, I believe that's what they say. Yeah, that's the saying that goes around the place.
Thank you, Brody.
You know the place. The place for the things and the sayings. Yep. The engineers.
I just say thank you, Brody, and that's where I leave it.
And we'll drive back to my small studio apartment.
I'm gonna watch him sleep.
Creepy.
I'm just letting you know.
Sleep on a futon on the floor.
Yep. Watch him sleep.
Okay. So Red, I guess we need to wrap up your evening. After the wizard fellow, Ceres, steps out, Lawrence sort of like gives you a 1 second finger. You guys wait in silence. What do you do? It's just having you wait right now.
Just gives me a 1 second finger. Is that enough time?
Well, it's more like just like wait.
Okay. I'm just holding on to my broken fingers and just kind of glaring at him. Like, come at me with a switchblade. You bring me to a place and I break my fingers. I mean, dude, I don't even know your name. I just know you as the guy who pulled a switchblade on me this afternoon.
It's Lawrence.
Lawrence, okay. Well, at least I got one name out of this tonight. So, are you gonna try me back, or do I have to walk back to the hotel?
I'll give you a ride. Don't worry.
You could actually probably drop me off at my car back at the place you grabbed me from. Gotta check and make sure a friend of mine isn't too worried about me.
We'll get there in time. We need to make sure that your new boss has got some time to leave first.
Yeah.
And he kind of like looks at your fingers. It's like, for meeting Conrad and Sirius in one night, turned out all right.
So that was Conrad. Okay. Well, I'm not getting paid enough for this, and I'm apparently not getting paid for this other one, so
I think keeping your, innards inside is payment enough.
You're gonna forgive me if I don't really like you, aren't you?
It's fine. Most people don't.
I got nothing more to say.
Kind of just like stands there. About 10 minutes roll by, 15 minutes roll by, 30 minutes rolls by. That should be enough time. He's like, stand up.
I stand up.
I got some tape in the truck. For your fingers.
Black eye, broken fingers. What's next? All right.
So he kind of leads you out to the vehicle. He gets in. He motions to the passenger seat now. You can have that if you want.
I hop in. I sit down.
He points at the glove box. There's a med kit in there just in case. So use what you need.
Okay.
And he
myself back up.
Backs up and then picks up the two brothers and drive you across the bridge, drive around a little while, and then drop you back off at your car. Which just kind of like gives you a glare and says, I'd get that job done if I were you. and takes off.
I say a whole bunch of swear words in their direction.
As they're driving
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Flip them with my good fingers. And I look around for my gun and any sign of K.
By this point, because I did some driving before they took you to the shed too, almost 3 hours have passed. And because the blizzard and the show, everything's pretty much wrapped up here. Your car doors are shut. There's nothing really on the ground here. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send a text to Kay and say, had a rough night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. No response. Mainly because I don't want to speak for Maria here. But
Understood. And I drive back to the Extended
Hotel?
Stay America Hotel.
Awesome. So that wraps actually your guys' first day in Juneau. It's been a very intense first day. I think we're gonna skip ahead 2 days. Sort of just get the timeline rolling a little bit. That was Thursday. It is now Saturday. You still have one more day till your dinner date, Knox. What are you guys up to on Saturday? We'll start with Ty.
Is Peter still here? Are you at my place now?
Yes.
Do you live there now?
Brody, Brody, I don't know how else to break this to you, but this is about the third or fourth time I'll say it. I am stuck with you now. You got rid of my only other earthly attachment. So here we are.
Cool, man. Like, what do ghosts do? I don't have reports for you to read. Like, I could smoke you out if you want. Like, call Benji here. He's got the dank Fey Kush. But beyond that, like,
Just
I
live.
don't do much.
Just live your life. I'll be fine.
Like, but what do you I mean? Like, I will help you. Try to like move on if you want. What do you want? What do you want, Pete? Like, what do you want?
Peter's just like, or Ty's just like, out of my house.
I don't know why people keep asking me this, but I don't want anything.
Can I roll to figure someone out on you?
That doesn't quite work for
Is it only NPCs?
well, let me check. Actually, try to figure someone out. I'm gonna check the playbook real fast. Just because I want to make sure we're doing this right.
I'm dead. I don't want anything.
Just trying to get basics here.
Look, Daphne's dead too, and there's a lot of things that she wants. So get it together, Peter. Get some hobbies. Pick up knitting. I don't know. Scrapbook.
We're different. We're different kinds of dead.
He's dead inside and outside.
Mm-hmm. Daphne's gonna start fucking sending Peter like scrapbooking materials, you know, like scissors. And
Do
punches.
something with your
He's
time.
a ghost, not a senior citizen.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well,
exactly.
at this point, he basically is. He is retired from all of his humanity.
Yeah, correct. I was forcefully retired by someone murdering me.
Yeah, and you didn't have any pension. Like the company, like just used it all.
I'm almost where I need to be, y'all. Appreciate you bearing with me.
That's okay. I'm just having fun, like workshopping.
Oh yeah, no, you guys.
About hobbies.
And
Yeah, Peter's hobbies.
Everyone leave me alone. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. It's a metaphor.
Daphne starts mailing Brody like crochet needles and yarn and patterns of like cute animals, but with no like.
Like a crochet rabbit. I think Daphne wants you to make a crochet rabbit.
But there's no envelope on the package, so you just get.
If you really want to do something nice with Peter, you get him the VOD for the latest episode of Critical Role because poor guy missed it.
That's true. I'm an
I mean-
episode
Okay, so
behind.
I've got it. Figure someone out involves learning another character's motivations and scrutinizing their body language, tone of voice, that kind of thing. In order to trigger the move, you have to narrate how you're studying the other character, including what kinds of things you're looking for in the behavior and appearance.
I think
So-
over the last 3 days, I've been trying to figure out like just any sort of opening about his personality or like. I'm sure. I mean, Brody's been talking to him, trying to. Brody's
Yeah.
been talking
So
to him.
what does it look like for Brody? Because we all have our own ways of like poking at people, trying to get information and stuff, and like looking at them, figuring things out. What does it look like for Brody when he does that?
He makes casual comments about like just random nonsensical stuff and like about his favorite foods, like when he was alive, or what kind of what his favorite font was on the reports, and just tries to see
Gotcha.
tries to elicit any sort of response.
Arial 10 is the answer you're looking for. Oh, sorry.
what about,
Arial 11.
Comic Sans has got like that
No.
the fun font that the people love.
No.
So if you would like to roll to figure someone out, you are welcome
Yeah.
to at the moment.
I would like to.
So you are rolling with mind.
It's an 8.
Okay, so you
Oh crap! You hold on one of me shit.
yeah, so
Let me read-
basically Brody can ask 2 questions. So spend your hold 1 for 1 to ask their player a question. So you ask him a question, he asks you a question, you ask him a question. We'll do it that way.
How could I put your character in my debt?
in your how could I put me indebted to you?
To Brody, yeah, our characters.
Figure out how to get the park built.
Park belt, okay. And my second question.
Well, we'll let Matt
Okay,
ask
yeah,
a
you go.
question
Yeah,
of
yeah, you go
Is
first.
there
You
is
first.
there a list of questions I'm supposed to be referencing?
There is, but I can read it to you if you'd like.
Please.
Who's pulling your character's strings? What's your character's beef with blank? What's your character hoping you get from blank? How could I get your character to blank? What does your character worry might happen, and how can I put your character in my debt?
Okay. What does your what do you hope to get from from the people that you read? Why do you read people so often?
I would say in the beginning it was just money and survival. Now it's becoming more of the more he's becoming used to it and becoming more comfortable, he's doing it to kind of get information on people. He's enjoying what he's able to do now.
Oh, look at that.
And my last question is, how could I get your character to move on?
I was not a very good husband when I was alive. In fact, I was terrible. So, if I could make amends with my widowed husband, I'd be willing to move on.
Like, did you have... I mean...
Now, this was all out of character. You're asking the player, not the character, these things. So if you guys want to bring that up in character...
Sure. I mean, I can't imagine you're the affair type, because, there can't be any more boring, city engineers. No way. What made you a bad husband?
I was more married to my work than I was to my husband.
Like the old Park and Report affair. I've heard of it so many times. You gotta, So how would you want to show? What's your husband's name?
Daryl.
How do you want to show him? How do you want to make amends?
I don't know.
Cool. I mean, we'll workshop some maybe ghost sex or finding a replacement. I don't know, my man. But I want to help you. And I'll once again put my hand on his shoulder and float through.
Actually, I think, and since you're having that conversation, I think that's got to trigger your intimacy moves again.
Okay.
I know it's just you two that apparently have intimacy moves, but...
Yep. Mark off the old Knight faction again.
So I have 2 hold now? What?
I mean, if you didn't use your one from last time, yeah.
Okay, and then I mark a faction?
Yeah, you mark my faction as power.
It's already marked. Nox, do you have something? Okay. What was I gonna say? I have one more question for him, don't I? He asked me to.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
You got one because he did like a partial hit.
Understood.
Partial success.
Okay.
So.
What's your intimacy move?
I hold 1 on you, and I can appear whenever you're in trouble. But if I choose not to, I'm gonna gain a corruption.
Okay. Okay. I can gain a specific and clear version about his future.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask 3 questions again because I don't want to level up.
You don't want to go another round of corruption
Yeah,
the next session?
Getting real fast and loose. I'll just ask the one is how in this specific and clear vision, does Brody have any idea what it would take to build the park that he wants?
I have an idea behind the park.
Okay.
Unless you have something.
Yeah, no, I have nothing if you have something.
The park requires a very specific form of stormwater computation, which only a handful of people in the country can do. When I died, I became the only person living in Alaska who could do that, who was trained and qualified in that certificate. So they need to bring someone who is qualified or forge my signature and seal.
All right. Okay, good. I'm just going to take the one this time. I'm not going to go too hard.
Cool. Yeah, and the same thing as last time. Your visions for Peter are not fuzzy, but sort of almost like one layered over the top of the other. There's almost coming out of focus because it's hard to read the future for a ghost in the sense of like direct contact. So it's like somebody put like 2 movies playing on the same wall at the same time, right over the top of each other. You can kind of pick out pieces, but there's a lot going on there. There's like if Peter was alive, or Peter's a ghost, or Peter turned into a ghost a little later, or died and wasn't a ghost. Like there's these kind of like alternate focuses. It takes a little bit. That's where that corruption comes from, is like pulling the pieces out. So okay. Red.
All right. Well, I guess I'm knocking on Brody's door.
Brody.
Because I'd been intending on searching out this oracle as part of my investigation into Chadwick.
Hold on a minute, Pete. There's a knock on the old front door ski. All right. I'm going to open up the front door.
Oh, fuck.
What's the apartment smell like?
Weed.
Weed.
For sure, weed.
Oh, this is going to be a good job. Okay. Hey, Red Abernathy.
Brody Jensen. Nice to meet you. I'm going to use psychometry as soon as you shake my hand.
Okay.
Sorry, skim the surface. Sorry, skim the surface.
I love Brody so damn much.
It's a 9. I can ask 1 question.
Okay. Are you using your corruption to ask any question?
No, I shouldn't.
I gotta encourage y'all.
I know, man. They don't need much. They don't need much encouragement. Why are you keeping secrets?
Why am I keeping secrets? I'm trying to think of what secrets I'm keeping secrets because I'm worried that if I give too much information, people I care about will be put in danger.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Red. What brings you to Casa de Brode?
Word around town is you're the guy to come to about finding stuff that might not be out in the open as far as information goes.
Yeah, for a small fee, I can definitely do that for you. What are you looking for, and how much do you have?
I have however much it takes to find the answer to my question, I suppose.
Cool. That's my jam, man. I need to pay my rent and my habits. What are you looking for?
Oh god, the answer would have been different 3 days ago.
Hop in. We don't have to talk in the hallway. Hop in. I can get you some chamomile. I can get you some shrooms. Do you like
Is
shrooms?
Peter just like hanging out? Like,
Is he visible? Invisible? Is he visible to Red or?
Yes, I am. I thought about it.
I was gonna say, and Red, you're aware, so
Yeah.
and not just aware of the situation or Peter, but aware. You get sort of almost a familiar. You worked a couple of jobs with Ghost before. You get almost a familiar sort of like cold, sort of chill that hits you, even with it just wrapping up this blizzard and it's pretty cold outside. The temperature feels like it drops as you walk in.
I can get you chamomile. I can get you some shrooms. This is my dead roommate, Pete.
Hi.
Oh, hey Pete. I drove past Daryl's place today. Did okay in the storm. Everything turned out okay.
Good. Nice to see you, Red.
We know each other, Brody.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm a very popular ghost because of my winning personality.
You're the friendliest ghost I've ever seen.
I believe that.
And as for shrooms and tea, no, I'm good, and I just pat my flask. So, just to let you know, I'm in the know. I glance over at Peter. I'm came here looking for information on. There's a wizard in town I'm trying to find, and my benefactor didn't give me a name, just something to do with Fae involved, and was wondering if you might be able to get a read on something like that in town.
Yeah, man, I can do that. For the approved of fee of like, oh god, what do I charge? $100 skis?
I didn't have to pay $100 to the bouncer last night, so I still have $100 on me.
Awesome. All right, you looking for a wizard and fae? I mean, like, I know of people like that.
Even a name at this point would be really, really helpful.
Can I put a face to a name to try to figure out any of the wizards in town?
Well, you have to either have a face or a name.
Yeah, I got nothing. You're right. That's got me there.
You can't go with one. If you don't have either, you can't find the other. Sorry.
I could help.
Well, that'd be awful kind.
Kindness doesn't really sound like something I'm into.
Well, okay, then I'll just remind you, you owe me quite a few.
Are you cashing in a debt?
If there's a debt that can be cashed in, I will cash in a debt.
Does Peter owe you a debt?
Peter owes me a lot of debts.
Yeah. 2 or 3,
He
I
owes me
think.
4.
Well, here we are.
Probably a good time to catch those in.
Yeah, I mean that's
This is the first time I've
part of the
seen
mechanic.
Yeah.
You've been
I've just stuck with
collecting them,
Peter
y'all,
Wild.
and that's why I'm like, maybe use it.
Typical
Touch.
typical player thing. Hoard all resources.
It's like whenever you give out inspiration and players sit on it for 8 sessions, and
Yeah.
they're like, wait, I have an extra D20?
Party's been split for the last 2 sessions.
Well, yeah.
Now it's here. It's time to do it.
So you're
Yeah.
looking for a fae. Is that correct?
I'm looking for a wizard who does dealings with the Fae.
Well, I don't know a wizard, but I know a fae.
I'm sure there's more than one in town, but
Oh,
yeah, if you can add to my list of leads, that'd be really good.
she's a pretty sizable one. Her name is Mildred, and she owes me a little, so I can set up a meeting. Can I do that if I cash in my debt with Mildred? She owes me one.
Okay. Yeah. So you are lending a hand.
Okay.
I think this is the way I would phrase this. Actually, basically what you're doing here is you're giving a debt that you hold on someone else. They basically are transferring Mildred's debt to you, to Red, so he can use it for this.
Okay, whatever works.
Yeah.
I want to be at the meeting.
Involved.
Yeah, I want to be there.
So
Peter's a total voyeur.
Yeah, so you're lending a hand to the efforts. And I believe cashing in a debt, if you don't have mortality marked, like both of you would mark each other's factions if you don't have them marked.
Okay, I don't.
They are.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Hey.
So Matt marks mortality. Peter marks, not Peter. Sorry, Red marks night if you don't have them marked already.
Yeah.
No, I do. I just need wild before I can level up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you can always, cash in a debt with somebody in the wild faction.
Well, that isn't. No, okay. No. What's a Fae? They're
Fae is
wild.
wild. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll cash in that debt. Yeah, cool.
Well, you're not cashing in the debt.
Oh,
Well, actually, yeah.
it's a transfer.
It's a transfer. So if you cash in that debt with Mildred, we'll have to act that out though. Anyway.
I can I know I helped a drug wizard. He had cocaine.
Drug wizard.
I can he had wizard cocaine, and I can is that who we're looking for? Because I know him. I don't know his name or his face, but I know what he peddled. That sweet, sweet white and glittery powder.
I have a feeling that person might be able to help us based on what I know about Mildred.
All right. I mean, I can either. I mean, whatever. I have a debt on that guy. I can use it whatever way I need to.
Yeah. You have one debt. Actually, he has a debt on you too.
Yeah. I'll use my debt on him.
Okay. So for an NPC, you can have them answer a question honestly about their faction, introduce you to a powerful member of their faction, give you a worthy and useful gift without cost, erase a debt they hold on someone, give you a debt they have on someone, or give you a +3 to persuade them.
I do have one name. It's another wizard in town. I think I remember his name being Saris. Didn't get a last name, but works with Conrad.
Yeah, I got fucking dick, my man. I got I don't know anything.
You have a name now, so you could.
Oh, I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing. Put a name to a face. Roll with the old power faction.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Good. That's a 13.
Okay. So on a 10+, you've dealt with them before, which is convenient to you because, so you've dealt with them before, learned something interesting and useful about them, or they owe you a debt. You also know the reputation. So, Saris, you remember him not from Juneau, but from the wizarding community at large. He is a bad motherfucker. He is brutal. He is manipulative. He is pretty much just some wizards usually sort of try and stay uninvolved with things that are going on. He gets his wrinkled hands all up in that shit. He likes to dig in and pull things up and mix up factions and just makes things go to all hell.
He's got some.
So you have dealings with him before. This is Wizard Coke. Wizard.
Oh man. Yeah, no, man. This Wizard Coke guy, he's a fucking mess, my dude. You do not want to mess with him. He's got wrinkly hands and he loves just fucking shit up. You can avoid him. That'd be
fingers all wrapped together. I know.
Oh,
I know.
Cool. Well, then I didn't help a lot, but I can encourage you. Don't go near him again. It's bad.
So also with your 13, you can either learn something interesting about him that is outside of his reputation, or have another debt on him.
I'll have another debt on him, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Drug Gandalf.
Drug.
I mean, Where's the line?
It's more drug Saruman.
Yeah, true.
Drug Gandalf would just be Gandalf, but like 10 times faster. It's
'Cause
that gif of him like nodding.
Yeah,
but,
because he
like,
did all
10
the
speed.
leaf.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is drug Saruman.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Well, I just know I got a job for him, and he's made a few threats about people I'm close to here. And I glance at Peter, and I think he's making threats against people I care about here with you, Peter, and my Peter back home.
All right.
So we're gonna wrap that scene up for a second. Daphne, what are you up to this fine Saturday morning?
So I still have one more day before my Fae date, right?
Yes, sorry.
So I want to make special arrangements in preparation for that.
Okay. So you're going hard in the paint for this prep.
I'm going to instead of like having like dinner in the dining room of the lodge or something like that, I want the dinner to be in the happy house.
Okay.
I also want to create a plan with my ghouls for them to, when the Fae gets here and like on my signal, for them to block any entrances and exits.
Okay.
And I also want to call up Brody.
Okay.
What up?
Hello, Brody.
Yeah, Daph, what's going on? Fucking party up in here.
I'm so happy to hear that. You have a fairy friend, yes?
Yeah, Benji's my dude.
So, does your friend Benji, does he know any fairies that are very tall and pale and very pretty?
I could ask him. We could do the old three-way call up if you
Why-
want.
Why don't you do that for me, Brody?
All right. Bring Benji on the line.
Hey man, what's going on?
It's me and Daphne. She loves her opium and she's real good. I don't remember if you
What's
met.
up, girl?
Hello, Benji.
Hey, girl.
You don't have to call me that. My name is Daphne.
You got that D.
Well, sometimes.
She was wondering about like a skinny, tall Fae. She was wondering if
I
you knew
mean,
anything.
that's like right up our alley. So, what do you want to know, man?
She has a Yeti.
That narrows it down. I mean, distinct information. You hear a
Yeah, man.
on the other
Yeah.
line.
Hit it up.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, what were we talking about?
Focus, Benji. We're talking about your fairy friend.
Focus, Benji? I mean, I'm pretty focused right now.
It's not
Tell me about your fairy friend with the Yeti.
Sounds like a persuade to me.
It sounds like, can I cash in my debt on this one?
Do you have a debt on Benji?
I have a debt on Brody. How does that
Yeah.
work?
Everyone has a
You
debt
asked
on
Brody to
Everyone
convince
has a
him.
debt on Brody.
So are you attempting to cash in a debt on Brody?
Well,
Is that what you would like to do right now since
If
we're
that-
debt cashing?
if that helps me with the Benji situation,
So
then yes.
basically, yeah.
I
So
would assume that makes like lend a hand to your efforts, probably.
yeah, you could also refuse to honor a debt if you would
No.
like.
I'll help out.
Okay. Yeah. So lend a hand, or just give you a debt they owe on someone else. However you want to do this, Brody. So basically, No.
I'll say lend a hand. I'll try to help out. Like I'll be like, dude, she's solid. Her product is choice, and she's just looking for a Sasquatch and a girl.
Man, why'd you just say so? Don't forget to mark each other's factions.
Okay.
So I mark wild, right?
Yes.
Oracle,
And-
no, Oracle's wild.
Power. I'm
Or
power.
Power.
Right. Okay.
And then Brody or Newman are knight.
Yes. That's no.
So, I think you're probably looking for like Mildred, man. She's kind of been, the player in town, and she's got some hand, the finger on the pulse of the wildlife, and heard her, run a Sasquatch or two around.
If someone were to try and get in her good graces, what would they need to do?
Oh, were you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've never met her. I mean, like maybe Sasquatch shampoo.
I'm asking Benji.
Okay.
Faye just, we like gifts, we like food, we like indulging ourselves, if you know what I mean. But just like, treat her nice. I don't know. I'm just a little branch on a big tree.
Buy her weed.
We could all use weed. Take her on a trip.
Well, I can do that.
I've heard of her. She's got
Benji,
some.
do
Yeah,
you have-
yeah.
do
That's
you
my
have-
name.
Yes. Do you have plans tomorrow?
I don't like keep a calendar or nothing.
It's
Brody, we got anything going on tomorrow?
Nah, man. We don't have a G-Cal. That's like those phones. We have burners.
What?
I think
Like,
we're planning to smoke it out, but like we could free up our schedule.
Yeah, I could work something out. I was planning to hit up my routes, talk to some peeps, drop some lines out there, pick up some cash.
Benji.
Brody's been working with me to like realize my full potential. So
He's
like
doing so well. I'm
really
so
just
fucking proud.
maximizing profits and
Doing so
smoking the
good.
dubs.
Smoking those dubs, making fatty stacks.
That's so interesting. Benji, without
Yeah.
Brody, would you like to come to my place for a complimentary dinner? And then you can try out my wares.
If you're offering,
I am offering.
I don't know what your place is or really you are, but
well, Brody is vouched for me.
No, she's got them.
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying like.
I think if you're gonna invite him over, you gotta throw in a little bit of the opium.
That's what I just said.
Oh, opium. Yeah. Oh, what time?
6 o'clock.
And just so I don't just wander around Juneau. Where at?
The Elysium Lodge. Up in the mountains. Or forest. Whatever the fuck it is.
Sounds good. Hey, Brody, mind giving me a ride tomorrow at 6? I got a place to be.
Cool, man. Hop in the Camino.
Sounds good. Like my place 5:30.
Cool.
Actually, make it 5. I got some new stuff in town.
Brody, you're not invited to the dinner.
All right, see you then.
Oh, I forgot she was on the line. Bye. And I think that's what we're calling it for an evening. On that succinct note.
Wow, what a phone call that was. Poor Daphne. I love that. I don't have a calendar or nothing. And Daphne starts to scream. She's like, "It's tomorrow."
You don't need a fucking calendar.
The worst.
Oh my god.
Brody and Benji.
Oh, I love you guys so much.
Brody just inviting himself.
Oh my god, this is gonna be problematic.
Thank you all for joining us on this trip. We had some ups, we had some downs. So did everyone in the cast. Uppers and downers. Anyway, yeah. So thank you all for joining us so much. We're gonna go around just who you are, where we can find you, and your favorite moment from the evening. I think we'll start with Knox.
What are we doing?
Who you are, where we can find you, and your favorite and/or most intense moment from this evening.
I'm Nox. You can find me on the internet, on Twitter at NoxNoctua, where I tweet about whatever I want. You can also find me here playing this game every Sunday, and then tomorrow, I'm gonna be running my last session of my level of the Mad Mage, which takes place in Willowwood, which our wonderful Matthew here is playing in. I'm super excited for that. And I think that's kind of it for my schedule right now. My favorite moment of the evening. Oh God. How do I pick? Jesus. Well, since I'm not gonna pick the phone call as much as I left it, just because it just happened. So I think most intense moment was that like confrontation at the warehouse.
Gotcha.
Because a game like this, I feel like could go south like that. It's not like D&D where I have 6,000 hit points or whatever and 27 AC or some shit. It's like, pow pow, you're dead, bitch. So, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I got very nervous in that moment. I was like, oh God, no, but I just started playing. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Let's go to Ty.
Ty, you can find me on Ballroom Brawler on Twitter. There are some ones somewhere in that name. I am here on Sundays. I am also on Dice Priori on Tuesdays for Dragon Heisters. And yeah, I had a lot of really good, the phone call was probably my favorite moment. There were a lot of really good moments. That was my favorite. It was great. Great.
Awesome. Max.
I am Max, and my information's right here. But in case you listen to the podcast, I can be found on Twitter, allmaxd20. My favorite part of tonight was that we finally got some of the rest of the cast together. Been holding out on these debts and people I haven't even seen yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Matthew.
I am Matthew Foreman. You can find me on Twitter at Matthew W. Foreman. I produce a lot of D&D content. I am usually in anywhere between 3 to 6 shows a week. So follow me on Twitter and catch me over there on Dice Priori. I do a lot because this is my life. My favorite moment was... I really liked, I loved a lot of the things that happened, like the everything, but I'm going to highlight the antagonists and how terrible they were, because I really thought I like it when I'm afraid of the antagonists. If I'm not afraid of the antagonists, I'm like, what is this game? I don't care. but these antagonists are truly terrifying, so I'm
doing my job right. So.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't ask for a higher compliment. Thank you. And I am Taryn Winnie. I am your master of ceremonies here. You can find me on Twitter at TarzanNoZ and pretty much nowhere else. I pretty much right now this is all I'm doing stream-wise. So catch me every Sunday night running a fantastic game for these wonderful, wonderful people and players. I am enjoying this so much. My favorite moment this evening was just getting to play all of the different antagonists / just these menacing characters from different angles and really letting you guys kind of figure out that you guys are definitely not the only players in town and most definitely not the most powerful. So
yeah.
So I think I enjoyed that a lot. I also playing Benji because
fucking love me some Benji.
The worst.
Benji is just
Teamwork
such
makes the dream work.
Entertaining NPC to play. But yeah, so thank you everybody again for joining us. We do this every Sunday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. If you like what you're watching, if you're enjoying our program, remember to drop some bits and or subscribe. We also at Variant Roles here have a Patreon. If you feel like you want to support us long term, drop some money there. Just help. Every little bit helps. Every dollar helps just keep the streams running and sort of offset costs for Zoom and OBS and all that stuff. I clearly know nothing about how it actually works behind the scenes. I just play games. But yeah, and then please check us out. As I mentioned earlier, we've still got plenty of Dungeon of the Mad Mage sessions going on. We are sort of getting towards the end of that. I don't know if we have any more getting scheduled, but I'll watch Twitter for some surveys to go up, just in case we have any more that are getting filled out. But then check us out. I think we do those Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays during the day. And then sometimes on Thursdays we do some Cypher, maybe some other Monty Cook content eventually, maybe some Invisible Suns one-shots, and then obviously check out Saturday nights. Variant Roles does a very, very beautifully surreal adventure in the Invisible Suns system by Monty Cook Games, As the Suns Burn, I believe.
Yes.
Is the name of it, and that cast and crew and Dan, they just chef's kiss. It's great content. Please check it out. If you like spooky, you'll like surreal. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Hope to see you next week, and have a good week, y'all. We're out.